SSC CGL Tier 2. Fast approaching. It's almost right here. And you have been preparing for this meticulously for the last almost a year. You have cleared Tier 1. Now you have been preparing again continuously for Tier 2 and you are up and ready to give the exam. But sometimes when you're very close to your destination, something very wrong, something gravely disturbing happens, which is sometimes out of your control, but sometimes the major reason of it is your incorrect strategy, which leads the complete journey to be jeopardized, the complete hard work to be jeopardized, and you have to start back to square one, right? So today's session is dedicated to avoid those last moment horrendous decisions which you can take, those last moment negativities which you need to avoid, and those last moment tick marks which you need to make on the right manner in the correct order, so that you can secure a good position and you can ace the Tier 2 examination. Let's start quickly. This is only exclusively from the point of view of logical reasoning, right? So the first thing which I would like to tell you is that Tier 2 is important. We know that the importance of Tier 2 has increased tremendously now. So Tier 1 only qualifying, Tier 2 merit decider. Tier 1 reasoning again is very simple and only 1/4 of the marks are deducted. Not even 0.5, minus 1/4 the marks. Okay. So 2 marks are being added, so 0.5 is being deducted, but here 3 marks are added and 1 mark is deducted. So 1/3 marking happens. So the penalty on negative scores, the penalty on incorrect answers is increasing. So there has to be the first rule which you have to understand is strike a balance between your guesswork and your real attempt. Your accuracy needs to be high this time. When we constantly tell you to maintain a good level of accuracy and time, that is speed, that level needs to be further enhanced, where your accuracy should be slightly better, slightly stronger. So strictly do not do guesswork if you are anywhere short of 80% or 90% sure of that question. If you only have a slight doubt, maybe you can go ahead with the guesswork in there, but otherwise don't take risk, because the risks are penalized heavily. Be careful. I'll come back to this point later on. So the complete preparation plan, the complete do's and don'ts have been divided into 3 phases for you in today's session. I'll be explaining them in brief also and in detail as well. Pillar 1, Pillar 2, Pillar 3. Pillar 1, we'll be focusing on the core. The core which is often repeated, the high frequency core, topics like coding, decoding, blood relation, directions, okay. You are definitely going to see these questions, whether it is Tier 1, whether it is Tier 2, whether it is any other exam where logical reasoning is being featured, you will see this topic. So mastery over these topics is a must. Every little detail, I'm sure a lot of you have already done this, but I will take you through it gradually so that you will understand that, okay, have I done it or not? There will be a tick mark that this needs to be done, okay. So we'll focus on that. Pillar 2 are other ways to solve a question apart from your conventional methods, that how you will solve a question, short tricks, etc., everything done. You can solve some questions for some particular topics even without knowing the concept, okay. So we'll focus on those things here. And Pillar 3, of course, the time. How much time do we need to dedicate, and how much do we need to save, and how much do we need to overall cram it in, okay. So these statistics will change because this is Tier 2, so we'll take this totally. So this is fortifying the high weightage core. So coding, decoding, number series, letter series, of course, syllogisms, of course, at least one question you can expect. And syllogisms, it has, see, in the last few years you will observe that Tier 2 syllogism is not extremely high level. The only difference is they are introducing somewhat possibility based questions there, so be careful about that. Seating arrangement, again, this is of crucial importance along with some basic questions of puzzles. But remember, basic, don't overdo anything. You have to find the sweet balance. Anything less than that is useless, but anything extremely greater than that is equally useless. Currently, if you start solving banking based puzzles and you think I am the master at banking based puzzles, it's useless, because that will not be useful here, because you will not be able to learn to solve it in a fraction of 40 seconds. That is where the problem lies. So their complexity level is going to be good, but only till the level where you can solve it in 40-50 seconds or within a minute at max. and blood relations. Okay, these are some common examples. Of course there will be more, you can pick up a lot more examples. Like here, if I say in series, you can calculate analogy, classification, everything, right? So common topics here, you need to build your strong foundation. Okay, I'll quickly take you here. Coding, decoding and series. So obviously you already know by now. Letters, please remember them by heart, even if you have not yet done it. Okay, if you do not do it in tier 1, at least in tier 2 do it. Specifically the new students, for the first time, if you have clarified tier 1 and you're sitting for tier 2, this is a must have. Letter place values, reverse place values, reverse letters, everything. There should be no trick or formula which you're using. Everything should be in your head. Okay, squares, cubes, special numbers, your tables, your prime numbers list, everything should be here. You cannot rely on any short trick to remember these things now. Okay, it has to be there with you. So this will help you to tackle coding, series, etc. And by now, I hope all of you have have maintained the logic register. So the logic register is for this section actually. Throughout tier 1, throughout tier 2 preparation, whenever you might have come across some extremely new or vague logic, you have mentioned it there. So now during revision, you're going through only that part. Okay, that is the core part, the part which is troubling your brain. You just need to revise and repeat that. Otherwise, if you are thorough with something in one go, you will always remain thorough with that, right? Syllogism, stick to the Venn diagram method. Do not puzzle your head at all. Stick to the Venn diagram method. The Venn diagram is also applicable in very complex syllogism questions of only a few, etc., where the other methods will fail. So be careful about that. Blood relations, family tree is the only weapon. So try to see, hopefully by now what you have done is, you have brought it down to one thing. Whole blood relation I can solve with only making family tree. So all I need to learn is I need to be a master of making a family tree. Jack of all trades and master of none is a useless concept right now. You have to be master of that one single trade. If I want to solve blood relations, making a family tree is enough. For this question, I will use generational theory. For this question, I will use that. Actually, you are not saving a lot of time. You are investing a lot of time in studying and revising. So by now, hopefully, you are masters of these tricks for each topic. Yeah, they can be, they can be private, personal to you. I'm not saying these are the only things which you need to go through. But hopefully, you are ready with your tricks and techniques. That one technique for each chapter. Seating arrangement, practice the seating arrangement for at least 7-8 people. Okay, for 3-4 people, 5 people, the chances of being asked is also very less. And I would suggest, and as an additional thing, practice sitting arrangement or puzzle based questions with data sufficiency, right? So that, see, they want to ask data sufficiency also, they want to ask this also. What they'll do is they'll mix the two and ask it together. So you need to apply the brain of sitting arrangement as well, and you need to apply the brain of data sufficiency as well, both in the same question. They can do that, okay, and that also increases the difficulty level there. So this is the one core focus which you had to do. Now we'll talk about pillar number 2. Pillar number 2 are the alternate method of solving a question apart from the conventional methods. It is the option elimination, okay. Option elimination or option sorting, everyone has heard about this, almost everyone, but very few use it to the exact core. Okay, I think you use unit digits for calculations, wonderful. You use other calculation tricks to shorten the time, excellent. You break down the number into digits from 10 side and then use it for addition, subtraction, multiplication in your head, excellent. You are solving 80% of your paper reasoning section without a pen, excellent, very good. But you still don't know what is the elimination of options correctly. Why? In some particular questions, specifically questions of mathematical operators, if you have seen, elimination gives you faster answers as compared to actually finding the answers. It's not difficult for you to find the actual answer. You can still solve it, find the equation, swap it, then you find the correct answer and you give the answer. Not a problem at all. But a student who will go through that route to get the correct answer, let's say option B is the correct one, and the other student who quickly eliminates A, C and D and then gets B, there is going to be at least a 10 to 15 second gap in them, and that becomes a decider. Okay, so you have to choose some particular topics. You going with the options is going to be better. Sometimes for some topics, both of the methods are almost equally important, conventional ones as well and option based as well. So that depends on the options. You read the options and understand whether these options can help me to eliminate or not. And specifically in the first round and the last round, please be dependent on options. In the first round, try to solve as many short and quick questions just by looking at the options. And once you're done with everything, you're in the third round, the bonus round right now. You have done the majority of your paper is done. You're just now trying to push your score, boost your score now. So whatever questions you're solving at this stage is a bonus question. In that case, please utilize options. Okay, utilize options. I believe this much all of you have already learned that 50-50 options. Wherever you might have seen KBC. If you can apply 50-50, you can take a good risk for that. But anything below that, if you're doubtful in 3 options, never go for that question. Just leave it blank. Okay, but if you're doubtful only in 2 options, definitely go for that. Right? So mostly cubes and dice, paper folding, embedded figures. If at all you will see a non-verbal case, by now you will understand that by options, by breaking it down into elements, you will be able to find faster answers. Okay, so utilize that. This is a wonderful line which has been mentioned here. You can go through this, that sometimes eliminating 3 options is better than finding the one correct answer. And the third pillar, the 60-second rule, usually I called it the golden rule of 30 seconds in tier 1. But by the time you come to tier 2, sometimes the complexity of certain questions will increase. So 60 seconds is a max cap. Okay, so your analysis will be somewhere between 30 to 45 seconds. If within 30 to 45 seconds you are able to figure out a good logic, or you are able to get a direction to a question, go ahead. But if you think that even within 40 seconds you are not able to get what is happening in this question, please drop it there and move ahead at that instant. Do not get attached to the question personally, and that is very important for you to selectively start dropping the questions, because there will be an illusion in your head. You will think that if I keep let's say back to back you've dropped 3 questions. Now you will get scared. You will start feeling that what if I keep dropping questions till the end, and then I will not have time only, so I will not get selected. Let's not take this risk and let's change my strategy last moment. That is the worst mistake you guys do. The worst mistake any student can do is changing the strategy last moment while sitting in the exam. Sometimes it can actually backfire brutally. Very rarely will it work in your favor. Okay, provided you have it in your practice. So when you're practicing your plan A, that this is how I'm going to attempt my paper, if at all something goes wrong, you should always have a plan B ready. Right? Then you can switch, otherwise don't. So always have multiple plans ready, that okay, by now I have understood that I'll attempt this section together, so maths and reasoning will be together. I'll start with reasoning, but in this much time I need to cover reasoning and then switch to maths. If at all something goes wrong and reasoning is extended slightly, what is my plan B? That I will drop all the mensuration questions so that I can save time in the quant section. Probably, just an example, right? So something of this sort needs to be ready in your head so that you don't panic in the last moment, because a lot of it is not conceptual or content based. A lot of it is last moment jeopardy based. Last moment, stress and emotions in your head which are popping up, that derails your brain from functioning properly. So that is the challenge. It is not the level of the question which is the actual challenge in these exams. Okay, now we will focus on the don'ts. We have already focused on what needs to be done. We'll quickly focus on what are the don'ts. 3 major things, 3 major mistakes which you make. So it has been illustrated here in a very beautiful way. Number 1 is you are picking up the negative marking trap. You're falling into the negative marking trap. Like in tier 1, we only encourage you to take the risk. But in tier 2, that risk needs to be slightly reduced, not a lot. Some risk needs to be taken because that is what is going to get your selection. If you're very safe, you will go, off track. Some risk needs to be there, but there needs to be a limit, because the risk is very costly. If it costs you, it's going to cost you dear. So be careful. Critical reasoning, a lot of people ignore. Even at this stage, they don't study it at all. They are like very vague. Almost all of the students tell me, in Hindi only they tell me, sir, kabhi ban jata hai, kabhi nahi banta hai. Sometimes able to solve it, sometimes I'm not able to solve it. I don't understand only what is happening. It's very feel based. Again, another big mistake which you commit. You never solve critical reasoning based on your gut feeling. That's the worst thing you can do. It's like English. English grammar questions, if you're solving by gut feeling, yeah, I feel this is right. That's the worst decision you make. You need to be thorough. Critical reasoning also has a concept. I've discussed that with you multiple times. Hopefully that is ready by now, because it has heavy weightage. Critical reasoning, data sufficiency. They are gatekeepers of logical reasoning section of tier 2. So make sure you are masters at that. And last minute foundational work. That means if you have not done something at this stage now, you have left clock and calendars, please let it go now. Don't try to study anything or add anything at this moment. Okay, so these are the 3 most common do's or don'ts which we have to avoid. So flaw 1, this is the negative marking trap. So this is clearly visible, I believe, what they're trying to say. 1 correct answer gains 3 points and 3 wrong answers eliminates those 3 points. And the accuracy is going to hit hard, because the chances of you making errors is actually costing you. So getting more and more correct answers is more important than, giving the scope of getting negative marks. So don't take extreme risk. Those cases need to be avoided. Okay. Your accuracy is more important now, right? Critical reasoning, again, a lot of you relate it with your real life. Still do. You're very emotionally connected to the questions. Your morals, your ethics, they decide the answers. Okay, I think this way, so this should be the correct answer. The world, this happened, this is a live example of a world. So what they'll do is, supposedly an event has happened now. Supposedly in recently, I think Indore, Madhya Pradesh, there was a very bad water. So there was some sewage which had seeped into the drinking water pipe. And there was a big mishappening which had happened. A lot of people lost their lives and a lot of people were in the hospitals fighting for it. Now, what they'll do is they will not give you the exact question, but they will give you a question based on a similar scenario. And you will think what happened in the real life. So you will take it on that. That is again an incorrect thing which you do. Never relate critical reasoning, no matter how tempting it feels, to your real life scenarios. They are poles apart from it, mostly. And mostly statement-based questions. If it is a no statement-based question, then the games completely turn over. So remember, you need to understand the concept thoroughly, otherwise it's useless. And critical reasoning is actually critical for a lot of students. Okay, and this is hazard of new construction, means you do not focus on foundation points again. For example, as I told you, if you have not done clocks and calendars, leave it. Some people have not yet studied or revised data sufficiently at their end. Now see, the problem is I can't tell you to leave it at this stage altogether, but it is better not to confuse your mind at this stage. So just give brief information right now that how much is required for you. Do not cram anything new up, because that is going to feel that the rest of it has erased. And constantly in the last few days, you're going to feel very nervous. You're going to feel that your life is at stake. This is a life decision. This is a do or die situation. You might feel all these feelings. That heaviness will be there. You will not feel like eating something. You will want to isolate yourself. You will feel slightly depressed. You would want to stay quiet. And you will be scared that what is going to happen. That is just your FFF being triggered. The flight, fright and fight response. Don't worry. Don't panic. And in such situations, you make the worst mistakes. So avoid that at all costs. Be aware, be mentally aware that this is normal. It happens with everybody. And last minute problems should not be transferred into or projected into your examination. Make sure you do that. Okay, drink sufficient water, be hydrated, be calm in your headspace, and try to navigate these last few days. A common feeling is when you will feel that I've forgotten everything. I don't know what I started with. I don't know how to solve this question in reasoning. You know it. Just stay calm and don't focus on the immediate block at this stage. Okay. So 48-hour inspection, the last 2 days you will only focus on inspecting the incorrect things. Just go through the mocks which you have given, analyze them in depth. Okay, in-depth analysis. Let's say you give, in the last 2 days you give 3 mocks. That's it. You don't touch anything new. Those 3 mocks, go spend some good time in their analysis to check the final thing. And in the initial stages and the last stages, never look at your mock scores. Because the mocks immediately which will be churned out by any organization, and in the end which is churned out by any organization, is slightly far away from the reality. It can be in any direction. So you might feel, so don't attach to the marks which you are getting, the physical marks. Attach to the learnings which you are getting from it. It's difficult. Okay, try to do that. So PYQ analysis is very important again for the last few years. Hopefully in these days now only focus on what has been done so far. Not that they will repeat the questions, but you will understand that what all can be important and what are the type of logics they are putting across. Maybe even if 10% of it is carried forward, you will know what is the overall structure and how it is going to be like. Alphabet mapping I have already told you. Okay, so that should be memorized. You don't need to remember new things now. Formula and trick revision, go through all the formula for whatever chapters you have in reasoning. For clocks we have, for calendars we have, for different types of questions we have formulas. Okay, the reasoning also has quant based questions. So revise those formulae. For quant section also revise the formulae separately. Give some separate time for formula revision, give some separate time for easy calculation tricks even now, so that you are accustomed to everything. You are still adept. Okay, and mock autopsy, as I already told you, solve last 3 mocks in the last 48 hours and analyze them in depth, you know, like a surgery is being performed. Every little intricate detail you're focusing on. How much time have I spent on this question? What is the AI analysis like? I need to go through it completely. What are my strengths? What is still my weakness? What I now need to leave and not think about at all? Okay, if it comes in the exam, immediately I leave this question that, okay, I'm not going to touch it because I'm weak at it. Now I've realized. And now is not the time to work on the weakness anymore. Okay, what are the strengths on which I can function on? That, okay, these are the topics which I can expect I can ace in. Right? How much I need to attach, how much I need to stay away. Everything needs to be taken care of. Okay, so 60 minutes time, 30 questions reasoning, 30 maths. Of course you can't give them equal time. That is the biggest one, another biggest mistake which a lot of newcomers do. Your reasoning section has to be squeezed for the time, and that extra time needs to be devoted here. So out of 60 minutes the game is 20-40 usually. That's the ideal scenario. 20 minutes you're solving reasoning, 40 minutes you're solving the quant section. But Now this can change 20 to 22 minutes again, so 40 to 38 minutes. So that range is there. Okay. So this is exactly what you need to do. Your target execution time will be 20 to 22 minutes. So like in tier 1, now I'm focusing on people to reduce them from 18 minutes. That is, our target is in 15 minutes, tier 1. So again, the target should be 20 minutes in tier 2. Okay. Focus on that target time. Okay. Try to solve these mocks in this time. And if you are taking 1-2 minutes up and above or below, that's not a problem. Plus minus is always there. That range is there. But try to do it in this zone. So try to push. Even if you're taking 50 seconds in a question, push it harder, make it 45. So try to squeeze every little second you can in this time with good accuracy, right? So that is the overall strategy for you, but don't go anywhere. I want to discuss one important point with all of you. I know that you have your examination due in no time, but this one point I want to share with you. It's about the 360-degree study kit. Okay. So in the last few days, Oliveboard has released this 360-degree study kit on all its paid courses everywhere. So if you are a subscriber on the paid platform, go ahead, check out any video. Okay, it will have this inbuilt AI feature mode now, which has all these multiple features: summary, have a question, my notes, detail notes, quiz, flashcard, PDFs. You can go through these instantly at the click of a button with the help of artificial intelligence. So you don't have to rely on anybody else at this stage for revision. So use this judiciously for revision. Even if you feel that I want to revise, maybe right now at this moment, I want to revise blood relations, I want to revise directions, I want to go through data sufficiency, you can pick up any of the courses, you can go to that particular chapter and you can use this. This is enabled automatically for you. Use the 360-degree study kit to revise aptly, to revise sincerely, and to revise in a direction, not random revision. Okay, you can use the flashcard features here. So wonderful things have been added here for you. Go ahead and check it out. Right, so for now that's enough for today. Thank you so much for watching till here. Hopefully these do's and don'ts will be helpful for you to channelize your energy in the right direction and to calm down that last moment nervousness. Don't worry, it's normal, it happens to the best of students. Stay calm, deep breathe, relax. All the best to all of you. Hit the like button if you and share this video across platforms so that others can also benefit from it. And if you're new on the platform, please hit the subscribe button right away. Thank you so much for watching live, guys. I'll see you around in the next session. Till then, you guys take care. Bye bye. Namaskar. Jai Hind. All the best.